Hello there, and welcome to this video presentation all about the Empowered Parenting Program. If you're here watching and listening to this, then you might be a little bit curious as to know what this program is all about. So this video is just an opportunity for me to share a little bit more about what the course is about, how it's designed, why I put it together, and a few of the outcomes and topics that you can expect if you decide to join us. So if you don't know me already, my name is Jasmine Collin, and I'm a birth and parenting coach. So for the last 15 years or so, I've been supporting parents to have more positive birth and parenting experiences. I'm the mother of two, Amber and Indy, who are now 15 and 12 years old. I have a diploma in clinical hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, and counseling, as well as being qualified in neurolinguistic programming, baby calm, toddler calm, hypnobirthing, and doulaing. So it's my belief that we can really change the world for the better by being more mindful and conscious about how we birth and how we raise our children. So there's absolutely nothing more important to me than how we do this. And I've really dedicated the last 15 years of my life to help parents to do this with more calm, more confidence, more connection, and with more enjoyment, because I really believe that birth and parenting were experiences that we were meant to enjoy. Yes, they can be difficult at times, but I really believe that with the right tools and knowledge and support, we can actually have a much better time of the birth and parenting experiences that we have. So, the Empowered Parenting Program is for you if you are just had enough of second guessing yourself and you're just overwhelmed with all of the information out there and the different ways that people are parenting, and you just sometimes feel like you just don't know what you're doing. Or you might have great intentions, you know exactly how you want to parent, but a lot of the time during the day you're overwhelmed and stressed, and maybe you don't get to sort of say and do all of the things that you wanted to do as a parent. And then you can sort of end up going to bed feeling pretty bad, and then that evening promise yourself you're going to be a better parent tomorrow, but hey ho, the next day it's a bit like Groundhog Day, and you're just not able to be that parent that you want to be. Or you intuitively know what you're doing and things are going well, but you just need a little bit more confidence when it comes to explaining and getting the other people in your child's life to kind of do things in the same way that you're doing them. Because sometimes when you're traveling this kind of new pathway of gentle and respectful parenting, it can often come into kind of conflict with what other people around you either think you should be doing or that they're doing. So this is a program for parents of toddlers who are anything between 1 and 6 years old, who are looking to really transform their parenting journey. They really want a bit of a parenting makeover. So to take them from feeling this frustration and overwhelm into feeling more calm, more confident about what they're doing with their children, and so they get to enjoy it more. And when you're feeling more calm and confident and having a better time of it and more relaxed with your parenting, the chances are your children will respond to that, and they're more likely to have that space to be happy and grounded and resilient and freer to grow into their most authentic selves and express their fullest potential in the world, which is what I think every parent wants for their child, right? And I want parents to be able to do that without all of the struggle, the daily grind struggle, the guilt at the end of the night or the end of the day that you haven't managed to do things the way you wanted to, and all of that second guessing and niggling self-doubt that you feel as well. So if you relate to any of that, then this program is exactly what you need. So this program will take you from feeling all of that confusion, all of that overwhelm, and all of that frustration and anger. I don't know about you, but there was a lot of frustration and anger when my kids were toddlers, and one in particular brought out the worst in me. And I often felt out of control and ended up doing things I didn't want to do. And I often felt like a failure. So this course is designed to move you away from those feelings and have you feeling more calm. And when I say calm, I mean really being calm, not just acting calm on the outside and feeling like a pressure cooker on the inside. I mean, feeling really calm from the inside out. And I know a lot of parents struggle with that. So I'll tell you a bit more about how we're going to address that later. But I want you to feel more calm, more confident in your decisions, in your ability to handle your child's, big feelings, and just feeling really confident in your approach. And to do this through the connection that you have with your child. So, everything we do in the Empowered Parenting Program is designed for more connection with your child and less control. And I want you to feel supported along this journey through the program, through the community. But also, if you're, parenting with another partner, I want you to feel like you're on the same page as your partner. This is a really big part of the course, because often if you've got two parents doing things differently and not really agreeing with each other, this can create, spaces with, where your child can kind of find the gaps, but also it's not very good for your relationship either. And I want you to feel informed, and I want you to feel really empowered. And ultimately, I just want you to enjoy the journey. So, some of the outcomes that you can expect from this 12-week online group program is that you really learn how to navigate toddlerhood with these gentle and effective parenting strategies. I think in the past, things have been quite, in our generation and the generation before, it's been very top-down, power over kind of authoritarian type style parenting. And a lot of us are trying to move away from that. But in the process, we may have pendulum swung too far the other way and kind of going into permissive parenting territory. I'm guilty of it myself. And this course, so I've designed this course to really find that lovely balance between the two, the sweet spot between that over authoritarian but being too permissive, and kind of helping you to find that and navigate that road, that pathway. So through doing this program, you should notice increased collaboration with your child and your child with you, less power struggles, when it comes to meal times and bedtimes, there'll be a lot more cooperation. You'll be able to set and hold firm and loving boundaries. So how to do that in a way that always respects the child's feelings, but doesn't always condone their behavior. Reduce the amount of yelling and bribes and threats and punishments and all those very kind of old conventional style parenting ways of getting our child to conform. Handle your child's big feelings and tantrums without being overwhelmed yourself. I know I personally really struggled with this, so this is an area that I'm really, really passionate about. And, overall just become more of the parent that you want to be more of the time. I know that you are that parent already, but a lot of the time through different situations and circumstances, you're not able to be that person. So this is all about creating an environment where you just are able to be that person much more of the time. You're not going to be like it all the time. It's not about perfection, but we're just kind of trying to move you into that environment where, it's easier and there's much less struggle and much less guilt when you don't always get it right. Okay. So my inspiration behind this program is my son, Indy. And this program is basically everything I wish I'd known when I was at your stage of parenting. Like I said, my kids are now 15 and 12, and I can look back now and honestly say, oh my God, I wish I'd known that. I wish I'd done that a little bit differently. But I had to figure it out over years of trial and error often in opposition to my partner and my family, who weren't convinced of this particular pathway that I was going down. But I really knew that I wanted something different for my children, and in particular my son Indy, because Amber was my first child. She was fairly easy, and she's kind of a people pleaser. She was fairly compliant. I thought I'd done a brilliant job of parenting, so I decided, hey, let's have another child. And then Indy came along and completely turned that upside down. So he is not a compliant child. He's quite high-spirited and what I like to call a little bit extra. And I knew that if I continued down the route of timeouts, and I didn't want to hit him, but sometimes my feelings got the better of me. I didn't want to bribe him. I didn't want to threaten him with, taking things away and all of those kind of traditional things that we tend to do just to, get some semblance of control. I knew that the more I went down that line with him, the more I would lose my connection with him. And I didn't want that to happen, because that's what had happened with my parents. So I really felt that, there must be a better way. And so I read all the parenting books, and I went on the workshops, and I did do several hours of therapy for myself to deal with my childhood issues and triggers that Indy was so beautifully highlighting for me. And I also trained as a parenting coach, and that's how I came about, putting this program together. Indy was, he was always making it very difficult for me to be the parent I imagined I would be, or the parent I thought I would be, because I'd already got a child. And, in that way, he was my biggest challenge, but the end result is, he's been my greatest gift as well. And this program is my gift to anyone else who is struggling with this journey and who, wants to do something about it. So the program is designed. It's been designed over quite a long time. I've spent a couple of years putting this together, and it includes all my experience, my training, and, my empathy and love for anyone on this journey that is struggling. And it's basically designed so that you can really get long-lasting results that you want in your parenting life and in your life in general. So it's not just a one-off workshop. It's actually quite an in-depth training program. It's not just a bunch of scripts and here's an action plan, and do things like this, because that really is the peak, the top, the surface level stuff, what I call the strategy. As you can see in this diagram, it really is, the peak of what you need. So this program is especially designed to help you learn and apply and integrate and embody these new tools, these new knowledge, these new attitudes and skills and habits, as well as the how-to strategy. So we go quite deep below the surface, just like you need to with your child's behavior as well. And we do this all within a supportive space and a community for you to flourish into that more calm, confident, and connected parent that you already are, but just needs a little bit of sunlight and a little bit of watering and a little bit of nurturing so that that person can come out more often. So let me tell you what's included in the program. Oh, come on away. There we go. So within the program, there are immediately when you join up, there are 3 video tutorials that you can access immediately. These are pre-recorded and the foundations of the program. They involve creating your parenting manifesto. There's a lesson on self-care and compassion. And then there's also a video tutorial on neuroscience and understanding your child's brain development. And then for 12 weeks, we have weekly live Zoom calls, group sessions of 1 hour each. And you can dial in from anywhere in the world. And if you can't make one, then the replays will be available. Each week we will have a topic, and then there will be a strategy, a script, an exercise, an action plan, a template that is related to that topic that you then apply in your family life. And alongside that, there will be mindfulness exercises, meditation tracks to support the neurological changes and behavior patterns. So as a hypnotherapist, there's a lot we can do with accessing the subconscious and creating more deep and long-lasting changes to how we feel, how we think, and our belief and behavior patterns. There's also journaling prompts to support reflection and even more integration, because this stuff is great to know, but if we're not actually embodying it and doing it in our lives, it will just pass us by and it won't become something that we continue with. And I really, really want this program to make a distinct and long-lasting difference in your life. We also have self-regulation tools. We have yoga sessions every week, which you can dip in and out of. You don't have to make every single one, but again, there will be replays available. And with each month, you also get a one-to-one 1-hour session with me to support you more on an individual level. And that would include maybe a hypnotherapy session, or we could just talk about your situation and I can coach you through that if you've got anything going on with your child that you need extra attention with. That whole list is supported by our community support and accountability. So there'll be a support group that you will be a part of where we share our wins and our challenges and we help each other. And you also have access to all the recordings and resources for life. So you can see it's quite packed, but you can do as much as you can. You might love the journaling, but you don't really like the mindfulness exercises. So you can just kind of take and leave the bits that you like and don't like. But the more you put into this course, the more you will get out of it. So some of the topics that we will cover include understanding the adult and toddler mind, as I mentioned, parenting for emotional intelligence, confidence and self-esteem, how to discipline positively and effectively, avoiding and maybe understanding the limitations of praise, rewards, punishments, and what you can do instead. We're going to be looking at setting loving limits and using natural, common sense consequences. We're going to look at what you can be doing to prevent, a lot of, unwanted behavior and how you can, avoid those big tantrums. We're not going to be able to avoid all of them. And in fact, tantrums can be great opportunities for us to create strong positive neural pathways. And it's all about being your child's emotional coach. So as well as the positive discipline, we'll be engaging collaboration through connection rather than control, and how to respond to those tantrums and meltdowns with patience and compassion, dealing with your own triggers. So this is a big part of maybe the one-to-one work, but also with the meditations and the journaling prompts. It's about understanding yourself, understanding what kind of parenting style you received, and how to be aware of those triggers, but also how to handle them when you're in those heated moments. It's all about parenting yourself through stressful times, and we'll be focusing on a lot of self-care and self-compassion. We're going to be covering play as your parenting superpower, and like I mentioned before, there's lots of self and co-regulation tools and techniques for parents and children. So if that's sounding good and you're curious as to what the investment is for all of that, you basically get all of this for the whole program, everything included, for the following investment. So if you're in dirhams, it's $6,900, $1,875, pounds 1,385, and euros 1,665. So the beauty of this program is you can be anywhere in the world. And it's also monthly payment plans are available as well. So if you're curious and you want to know more, or you want to take this to the next step, then you can contact me for a clarity call. So that clarity call, we're just going to go through your goals for your parenting journey, what challenges you've got, and really kind of tune into whether this program is going to be the right program for you. And you can contact me on my email, which is jasmine.collin@yahoo.com. And you could also contact me on my WhatsApp, 00971 501 323 or you can just direct message me on Instagram at Jasmine Collin Coaching. So I would love to hear from anybody who's watching this, who's thinking, yep, I think this is for me. And I look forward to receiving a message from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.